As a family, is there anything you guys want to share with other families who are out there? And what would you want to say as a family to kind of give them hope that they can get through this as well?
I would definitely say take one day at a time. You have to stay positive and really lean on other cancer families.
Boy, that's a tough question. I don't know if there's anything perfect that you can say to anybody. For us, it's just been hold on to our faith and trust God.
Just to hold on and to keep the faith and just believe that your child's going to heal.
Just remember that even if they're giving you less attention, that your family, they still love you a lot. Be strong.
I would say take the help when it's offered. You may not know that you need it, but you deep down do.
Take one day at a time. Try to focus on more of the positive. It really helped us as a family.
And try to be as supportive to your family as possible.
I think the biggest message that I could send to anybody would be that there's always light at the end of the tunnel.
It may be rough now, but trust me, it does get better.
It does.
Everybody, I'm so happy that you could all join us. For those of you who I haven't met, my name is Shelly. I'm with Capture Sports Marketing, and we couldn't be more honored to have you guys all be a part of this campaign. We knew that Coach LaFleur wanted to raise awareness and raise funds for pediatric cancer, and we thought that the Starr Children's Fund was the perfect place, and couldn't be more happy that Cherry Starr is joining us today, as well as Trace Tendick. He's the current president of the Vince Lombardi Cancer Foundation. I know Gabe's not on here, but he spent time with each of your families and interviewed you all to be on the radio, so thank you to them. And to Aaron's for sponsoring this campaign so that we could do that. We have an exciting time that Coach LaFleur is going to be joining us in just a couple of minutes. Before we get to Coach LaFleur, I would just like to ask Trace to share a few words about the Vince Lombardi Cancer Foundation.
Thanks, Shelly. Be happy to. As Shelly had mentioned, I'm Trace Tendick. I'm the board president of the Vince Lombardi Cancer Foundation, along with our sub-fund, the Starr Children's Fund. On behalf of the foundation, I would generously like to thank Coach LaFleur for all of his generosity in putting together this campaign during the special time of the year. Our goal, obviously, is to advance the fight against cancer, and we are so appreciative of each of your families helping share your stories and helping to raise funds against that fight. We certainly want to thank Aaron's for their support as well during this campaign, and I know that it's all of our goals to hope that one day you as parents and all parents no longer have to hear those words that your child has cancer. Cherry, we'd also like to thank you from the bottom of our heart for your impartial support since day one of this organization. We certainly would not be where we are today without all of your continued efforts over so many great years. Your generosity is beyond amazing, and we're incredibly grateful to have had you along by our side for that entire journey. And thank you so much for helping to further our mission as well.
Well, thank you so much. I'm so pleased to just share this event with you and for all the support you have given Bart and me all. This is a charity that is so close to our hearts. Bart's passion and love for children was pretty well known throughout the Packer state, the state of Wisconsin, for everything he did for children. So this is just continuing his devotion to children. And I'm so proud, just really, really proud and happy to be part of it. So thank you for letting me be there with you. You know, Bart did so. He had such a love for children. When he was a player, he would line children up for a block and he wouldn't leave until he had signed everybody's little piece of paper or a hat or whatever they had. And he never disappointed a child if he could avoid it at all. That was just a testimony for his love for them.
Well, I think while we're waiting, does anybody have a message that they would like to give to Cherry?
Hi, Mary. Hi, Miss Sherry.
Oh, hi. Hi to all of you. It's so nice to be here with you today.
Yes, ma'am, and it's an honor for us to be with you as well. We would like to say thank you for everything you and your late husband has done for Wisconsin and families as a whole.
We appreciate you.
Well, it's an honor for me, and I know Bart would be so happy to share this time with us. He would be so proud of what we're all doing together to help children.
Thanks for helping kids like me.
Oh, honey, I love helping children like you. It's an honor for me.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, well, Merry Christmas to you, honey. I hope Santa Claus will be really good to you this year.
Thank you for everything that you do and continue to do for so many children and families.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It's just a joy. It brings me so much joy and so much happiness to be able to assist children. I feel like it's a gift to me to be able to give back. So thank you for letting me do that.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas to you too, honey. The both of you. It's so nice to see you. Wish I could be there in person with you. That would be even nicer, but this is the next thing to it.
Hi, Cherry. Well, you've set a very high bar, and you and Bart have been just wonderful, wonderful members of our community. Even though you're down in Alabama, you're still a big, big, big part of Green Bay. So thank you very much for sponsoring this. Really, we're just a participant and glad to be part of it.
You know how much we love the Green Bay Packers and the community in the state of Wisconsin. The people there have been so good to Bart and me over the years. And I've said many times they celebrated us when good times, and they embraced us when times were difficult, which were several times. So a piece of our heart will always be in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
That's a great note to land on, Cherry. Everybody, I have Matt in my queue. So if everybody could get ready and unmute their mics, and she's going to count to 3, okay?
1, 2, wait for him to get in though.
I am here. How's everybody doing?
Thank you.
How we doing?
Good.
Look.
Cherry Starr is wanting to say hello.
Matt?
Yeah, Cherry, how are you?
Oh my gosh, it's so nice to see you. And I want to tell you how excited I am about the year you're having.
I appreciate it.
You
got a lot of work to do left.
You and the Packers bring me so much joy every week. And I know Bart would be so proud of you. He would be so happy that you're enjoying such a successful year again. And please give Aaron a big hug from me.
I will definitely do that.
But tell him I love him, and but he gives me anxiety often in the game when I see him being hit. It's just like when Bart played and he got sacked, I had anxiety attacks. And Aaron's given me a few anxiety attacks this year. So please give them my very best wishes and love.
I will do that for you. And I'll tell you what, you're not the only one he gives anxiety to. He gives me some anxiety as well. So.
Well, thank you so much, man. I know you have a lot on your plate, and you were very, very, very kind to do this because I know you have a love and passion for children too. So thank you for being part of this. And I know Bart would be so pleased.
Well, thanks for having me a part of it. It's been my pleasure. And, you know, I just, my heart goes out to all you guys on this call. And, you know, the Packers are pulling for each and every one of you.
Absolutely. Well, Coach LaFleur, thank you so much again for joining us and for being a part of this campaign. 10 Days of Hope is something that you really gave to so many people throughout this. Before we have you be able to announce how much the campaign has raised to date, we'd like to be able to introduce you to the Boots family so that they can share their journey, their message with you.
Well, thank you, Coach LaFleur. Thank you, Cherry. I want to thank Capture Sports Marketing and Aaron's and all of you for your ongoing support. Most of all, thank you for allowing us to use your platform to raise awareness and create hope for families living with pediatric cancer. We all know how important hope is in our lives. We know firsthand that God has a plan for us and that we trust his plan. But with all the negativity that you can have show up in your life, it can oftentimes be very challenging to trust that plan and put your faith and hope in him. We wanted to share two things from Hazel's story that remind us of this hope. And we know if we pray and we take it one day at a time and we focus on the things that we can control, that God will do the heavy lifting as he unveils that plan for us. So the first thing, he's not on camera right now, I wanted to share a little bit about baby Isaac. When we learned about Hazel's leukemia at the end of August, my wife Sarah was 34 weeks pregnant. So as you can imagine, with COVID, cancer, 3 kids, one with cancer, one infant, people were thinking about how we're going to be able to handle that challenge. And it's rather been more of a blessing than a challenge. The first thing we learned was related to cord blood that was in the umbilical cord when baby Isaac was born. And we were able to put some of that blood away for future transplant, or God willing, maybe we can share that with another child if Hazel doesn't need it. And ever since we've had baby Isaac home, we've learned that he's been actually Hazel's greatest distraction. So she's not thinking about side effects of chemotherapy or thinking about pokes. She's thinking about being a big sister. And that's one of the greatest blessings you could give a 5-year-old with leukemia. The other thing was birthmarks. When we first got the ALL diagnosis, one of the oncologists came to us who was an expert in a couple other areas. And she wanted to talk about Hazel's birthmark. She wanted to talk about Fanconi anemia and neurofibromatosis. And I think as a lot of people can imagine, we've already got cancer. We don't want anything else, right? And this can be overwhelming. Or is it? You know, our approach is that this is information, and information is good. And information allows us a chance to get better. It allows us a chance to live. It allows us a chance to learn, adapt, and figure out how we're going to live with the things that the challenges that we're facing. So far, we have not learned that Hazel has a Fanconi anemia, nor have we learned that she has neurofibromatosis, but we have learned a little bit about her DNA through blood testing. We learned that she has a difficult time breaking down diuretics and ibuprofen. We also did an MRI and an eye exam to look for tumors. And instead of finding tumors, we found blood clots. And we did an MRV to learn more about those clots. And those clots were being caused by chemotherapy drugs. Now we're able to administer blood thinner to prevent Hazel from future clotting as she continues her future rounds of chemotherapy as we try to get the leukemia in remission. Normal leukemia patients don't get these kind of tests, and they wouldn't have known of these issues until they become much worse. So what we're really learning is that some of our greatest fears are actually blessings in disguise. And I think that's what hope is all about. So we just wanted to say, you know, we all know cancer can be very tough, but together with support like yours, we can be tougher. Together, we can remind each other of the real blessings in life. Many of you spoke to it, those little things that we sometimes take for granted, that we can have hope and that we can share that hope. And it's not easy for everybody, and not every family has the resources and support that they need. But I believe that this is the work that God's doing through you and campaigns like this every day. So again, thank you, Coach. Thank you, Cherry. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Capture Sports Marketing, for the hope that you've created for the families like the ones on this call by creating awareness and raising money for research in pediatric cancer. God bless you, and thank you for allowing us to share our stories. We are very grateful.
Yes, thank you.
Well, may I say a thank you too for sharing your story. I was really shocked when I found out how little emphasis is placed on children with cancer. I think most of the emphasis was on adults. People don't realize that children as infants can have cancer, and that was really awakening for me. And it was so underfunded here in Alabama. And Bart and I talked about it, and I said, we just have to be involved in something here, because we need to bring awareness to the public about how important it is to support this research, especially. And so I feel like it was a gift to us to be able to do it, and I'm so grateful, and thank you. I know you've been through a lot, and I just hope the future will be really bright for you now. And Matt, again, I want to thank you for being with us. I know you have a lot going on your plate. So you are so sweet and so kind and generous to give this time to us today. And it really, really will touch a lot of hearts.
Matt, with that, I will turn it over to you to make the announcement as to where we are with the campaign thus far.
All right. So to date, we're at $51,433. And, just all your stories are very touching. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I can't imagine what each and every one of you has to go through on a daily basis. It's definitely much more difficult than anything we have to encounter here with the Green Bay Packers. So your stories really are the epitome of strength and taking it one day at a time. And I would just encourage everybody to do just that. Just like we talk to our players about, just take it one day at a time, give your best each and every day. And you got a lot of people pulling for you, and we're all behind you here. My heart goes out to every family here, especially this time of the year. It really makes you think about what's important. And I know you guys all do that on a daily basis. This is the least I could do. I feel so fortunate to be in this situation and to be talking to y'all right now. And y'all are in my prayers, and we're pulling for you.
Well, thank you. And before we go, what I would like to do is have everybody unmute, and we're gonna send Coach LaFleur off with a little Go Pack Go. So, 1, 2, 3.
Go Pack Go! Go Pack Go!
I love it. I tell you what, I can't even get, so my brother, many of you might know, coaches for the Niners. So I try to get my niece to say that to me all the time. I can't get her to say it. So much appreciated.
We'll send this to her.
That would be great.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Again, couldn't do it without each and every one of you. And you guys are all in our thoughts and our prayers, and we will continue to spread hope this holiday season. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.